Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am Victor Michael Vincent Jr., and I am your re-entry expert. How y'all doing? It's a glorious, blessed Sunday morning, and I wanted to share some inspiration for you on your work week this week. I had a vision this morning, somewhat of a reflection. When I was a kid, I remember finding somebody in the alley crying. It was a teenager. And as a kid, I never could understand why this kid was crying, and this kid can never explain to me why this kid was crying. But I had a reflection on it, and it was answered this morning. Now, when I go back to this, I had to have been about maybe 12, 13, maybe 15 years old. And I thought about it, and I believe it's answered. And the answer is that kid was crying because I believe that kid saw how bad his future could be. And I remember in my childhood, feeling upset, feeling angry, trying to use alcohol and drugs to mask the pain that I carried inside because my future always looked bleak. And I think the good Lord shows you pictures of your future when you're a child. I think you get visions of what your future will look like if you're not willing to put in the work to make your future successful. And I think a lot of times we struggle because it's hard. It is really hard to be successful. And when I say successful, I don't mean rich, I don't mean wealthy, I don't mean anything dealing with monetary gains other than being able to sustain yourself, being able to provide for your family, and being able to be happy and content with what you're blessed with. See, that's what I mean by success. Success for me is being able to understand that you are blessed, being happy, being faithful, and walking in your blessings. I was telling some guys a couple weeks ago that my intent was to leave North Carolina a couple months ago. I was going to a funeral in Baltimore, and I had no intention on coming back to North Carolina. I had made that decision, and I was willing to live with the consequences of making that decision. I got a phone call that changed the chapter in my story, which made me stay in North Carolina. And if y'all don't know it, it was the call to do the radio show. And it's Workman Set radio show. And it's funny because the basis of the radio show is work set. And that's why you hear a screen work set, because we're working to bring you information on a positive note during the course of the radio show. And it's all based about pushing positivity. And work is the theme of what we're doing. Seeing us on these videos at all these different events, it's not necessarily about being at events. It's about being out working for the community, bringing information from the community to the community with the intent that more people come out the next time to support events going on in the community. So that thing work is very, very important for your success. You have to be out here working your plan. You have to be out here having a plan and putting that work to rest. Putting that work in effect. I'm in the process of doing something new, so I'm going to ask all my prayer warriors to pray for the new plan I'm doing. I'm starting something new, and it is a lot of work, and I am overwhelmed already just starting the phase of this thing. Just sitting down thinking about it, having to make the phone calls I have to make, having to attend the meetings that I have to attend to get this thing up and running is like, wow, this is going to be a lot of work. But I'm going to put this work in because I'm going to make this happen. I believe that everything that you're led to do, you need to get done. And work is a part of success. You cannot have success without work. When you look at people like Taraji P. Henson, Tyler Perry, Tiffany Haddish, all these people were homeless and in bad situations, but they kept working and working and working, and look at where they are today. And I just use celebrities and superstars just to give you an idea on some people you may know. There are thousands of people, millions of people in our community who struggle all their lives to be where they are today. And when you see them now, you see the successful side of where they are. You didn't see the hard work, sweat, tears that they put into getting to where they are. So once again, if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to put in the work. Far too often, people send me clients who don't want to put in the work. They want me to give them something. They don't want to go out and get the job. They want somebody to give them the job. And it's not going to happen that way. Sometimes it does, but more than likely it won't. So if you don't get anything from me on this Sunday morning, get one thing from me. You have to be willing to put in the hard work. I'm talking about the work that makes you sweat, the work that sometimes makes you cry, the work that sometimes makes you go home and just lay down and go to sleep until you can get up and start that work again the next day. And eventually your hard work, your labor will pay off. Fruit just doesn't grow out of anywhere. Vegetables just don't grow out of nowhere. There's a farmer that puts in work to produce those crops. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, I am Victor Michael Vincent Jr. I am your re-entry expert. Be willing to put that work in if you want to see those blessings, those rewards, the fruit of your labor. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.